Morning all, how the devil? Listen, I'm sick of hearing Brexiteers, my fellow Brexiteers, whinging like a pack of histrionic teenage lesbians just because Joe Biden is a fucking idiot. It's not the type of thing we should be worrying about. I thought I'd go through a few of his most ridiculous, ignorant statements and qualify what I mean. This is just one that makes me laugh, and I'm putting this in there to make the point that despite the fact Joe Biden has the situational awareness of a goldfish in a hijab and makes absurd claims about Poland being a totalitarian regime, you don't see the Poles crying about it, do you? I haven't heard the Poles going, oh my God, Joe Biden's won the election, we're all fucked, boys. Batten down the hatches. Joe the Slayer's going to come and show us all what's what. It hasn't happened. This was during a town hall event televised by ABC, by the way. He said, you see what's happening from Belarus through Poland and Hungary. Poland and Hungary. Yeah, they're living under the yoke of totalitarianism in Poland and Hungary. Probably news to the lads that live there. I went to Hungary a couple of years ago. It was fucking sound. Great place to visit. Happy people. Nice old-fashioned architecture. You know, they didn't bulldoze the local town hall and build a giant glass dildo in its place like they would have done in fucking England. Right? We've got some sort of weird hard-on for modernist architecture. So you get rid of the pleasant ancient monuments and replace them with a fucking cow's head stuck in a cube of fucking gelatine or some shit, I don't know. It baffles me. Anyway, so he knows nothing. He knows nothing. His ignorance is colossal. He's the worst type of ignorant plastic paddy. But you don't see the Polish crying about it because they understand the world keeps turning and you just have to crack on and stop being a pansy. I read this as well about Boris Johnson's going to ring Joe Biden and have a talk about the common goals. And he's right, because the US and the UK do have common goals. And the fact that Joe Biden, ignorant twat that he is, in December 2019 once said that the Prime Minister Boris Johnson was a physical and emotional clone of Mr. Trump is irrelevant. And how much of a fucking idiot is this man? How much of an idiot is he? If you take 30 minutes to read the political career of Boris Johnson, what has he got in common with Mr. Trump? He's left of President Macron. He's a free market liberal, or he was before he went mad. He's got nothing in common with Donald Trump. The ignorance and stupidity from those on the left in the United States is colossal. The amount of people who've said to me, oh my God, Boris Johnson's like Donald Trump. It's like, in what way? He's left of Barack Obama. He's left of Obama and you're crying about it. Do me a favour. Read a book. It really does astound me. So listen, that's bollocks. Yeah? Joe Biden's advertised his ignorance and stupidity for all the world to see, calling the Polish fucking totalitarians. He doesn't know anything. Remember that one? I might be Irish, but I'm not stupid. You are stupid, but it's not because you're Irish. It's because you're an ignorant plastic paddy. Even the Irish hate the plastic paddies. Because they're ignorant, because they don't know anything. They talk like this. Some of the stories I've heard from so-called Irish Americans out here, it makes you cringe. You cringe so hard your neck's gonna snap. Just a couple of weeks ago, in fact, I was in a bar in Santa Barbara and there was like a guy telling me, first of all, he didn't know I wasn't Irish. He just heard my accent and went, hey, Irish. And then for the rest of the day, he kept calling me Irish. He was like, hey, Irish. And the funny thing is, shortly before he turned up, I was telling his mate that everybody thinks I'm Irish because of my accent. And me and him were laughing because his mum was Scottish and he spent a lot of time over in Scotland. And he was laughing, saying, yeah, so many Americans have just got no idea what they're talking about. And then his mate rocked up. And he was going, hey, Irish, calling me Irish all the time. He went into some ridiculous story about how the English is stupid compared to the Irish because they have silly accents and they don't know, and you can't tell where they come from by listening to them. and they all sound posh. And me and his mate were just chuckling at each other, like giving each other side eye, and neither of us told him. Neither of us informed him because it was funny. And for the next hour, he just proceeded to do every crass, ignorant Irish American stereotype you can think of. He kept calling me Irish. He was like, "Hey, Irish, what do you think of this?" And me and his mate were just chuckling away the whole time. And then he told us a story about how he was at a football game in Ireland where I think it was like pre-World Cup qualifier or something. And he said like he was singing and chanting at all of the other fans. And, I was being dead aggressive, but all the Irish people thought I was super cool. And it's just fucking cringe. And that's Joe Biden. He knows nothing. And then there's that famous one, "I'm Irish." Yeah.
Mr. Biden, a quick word for the BBC.
The BBC, I'm Irish.
Okay, so that means you can't talk to a reporter. What fucking planet is the daft old cunt on? But Farage is flapping about it. He's saying, as you can see, Biden hates the UK. The Conservatives had 4 years to do a trade deal with the USA and they failed. There's no chance now. Who cares, Nigel? And even Douglas Murray, a personal hero of mine, seems to be flapping about it. Douglas Murray, a warning to all those cheering. He's no friend of Britain. And Douglas goes on to write a lengthy piece about what we all know, that he's no friend of Britain. Final thing I want to show you. This one from 2015. Moron that he is. Joe Biden said, if you're orange, you're not welcome here. And he was criticised over comments he made to the Irish Prime Minister over breakfast in Washington. So, it goes on and on and on. But the point I'm making is simply this, in polite disagreement with my man Douglas there. Either it makes political sense for us to be allies with the United States, or it doesn't. The feelings of one individual Prime Minister, or one individual President, or even multiple, is irrelevant. If you think it's relevant, you don't understand geopolitics. These things are much, much bigger than the individuals that come and go like the seasons. It's not relevant. Either it makes sense for two countries with a shared history, the same language, and basically the same culture, to stand fucking firm together against the myriad threats that assail us all, from Islamic terrorism, the rise of China, and even in these globalist times, basic trade, pandemic restrictions, research and development, anything you can think of. All of that stuff is more important than the personalities of these twat politicians, even pig-ignorant ones like Joe Biden. They come and go like the seasons. It's irrelevant. So my message to any of the Brexit voters who are currently flapping their tits off because we've got a staggeringly ignorant plastic paddy who knows absolutely nothing about the conflict in Northern Ireland but still gobs off about it all the time, is simply that. Don't worry about it. Brexit can go ahead. Trade deals can go ahead. Do you think trade deals are charity or something? That a country gives you a trade deal because they're doing you a favour? It makes political sense. It makes economic sense. Just like anything else two countries do when they work together. Nobody signs a trade deal thinking it's going to cost them money. They do it because it's mutually beneficial. It's like when Paz recommends one of my YouTube videos and I do the same for him, and then a few of my subscribers might watch his and a few of his might watch mine. Nobody loses. Or two authors recommending each other's books, and the fans of both go out and buy more books. Nobody loses in these situations. Nobody signs up to a trade deal because it's going to bankrupt them. They do it because it's mutually beneficial. And the relationship the United States has with the UK is beneficial to both. We invaded Iraq. We sent fucking 80,000 soldiers. What's he going to do? Turn that down? Get a few hundred more American soldiers IED'd just because he has an infantile desire to poke fun at the British, because he knows nothing about history, because he's a fucking idiot. So that's my message, guys. Stop flapping about a Joe Biden presidency. You never know, the orange god might pull out of the bag with some sort of court case. But the one thing that is clear is that there is absolutely no need for us to be worrying about cancelling Brexit or some such fucking nonsense, just because a pig-ignorant geriatric who is doubtless going to shit himself on the podium when he's ascending to the golden throne. It's not something we need to worry about. Whoever inhabits the White House, whether it's this year, next year, or 10 years from now, is almost irrelevant to the relationship between two countries that have as much in common as the United States and the United Kingdom. What do you think? Do you think he's gonna suddenly be best pals with Iran instead? Yeah, Same language, same culture. Oh no, fuck this. I've got an head full of sawdust because I didn't read any long books about the Troubles and instead just invented the history of my own accord. So therefore I'm going to be best friends with the Ayatollah instead. Doesn't make sense. And we've got nothing to worry about. So stiffen those lips, straighten your backs, and let's stop whinging like mewling children, shall we?